Hey y'all, hope y'all are good and I hope everything is good. Let's talk Assetto Corsa Evo, guys. Assetto Corsa Evo. So finally a new update has dropped and we finally have online modes. Not multiplayer, online modes. So you have your special events and you have your driving academy or licenses. So I call it drivers academy. I don't know why I saw that, but then anyway, you have your licenses. So for today's video, I'm gonna talk more about the drivers academy or driving academy or licenses, however you wanna call it. I don't care. I don't care about the specifics. But this is what I've been excited about. This is what I've been waiting for more than anything in this game. The reason is that, for somebody like me who's still learning how to race, trying to master the track limits, going around and stuff. This is something that is very, very important to me because, usually how I would learn tracks was I would go on YouTube, search for a track guide, right? Maybe like I would watch Traction GG, for example, or Yes Heat, right? And then I will look at how they're driving and then listen to their explanation and stuff like that, only for me to get in the game and realize that I'm even 10 seconds slower than the person who's explaining to me. And I would ask myself, what the flip am I doing wrong? And then you start to analyze as you practice and stuff, and you realize maybe, for example, you're like, hey, I'm making a mistake on sector 2 and shit like that, right? But now the problem with that is that even if you made a mistake on sector 2 and you noticed what your mistake was, you only have two options. One is either you do the whole track so that you can come back to sector 2 and try to rectify your mistake, or you have to restart the damn session or go back to the pits. That for me was not conducive. That annoyed the living shit out of me. So with this, I'm more excited because like the way they teach you the tracks is this. You have, for example, like your sectors. They teach you with sectors, using your sectors. For example, you learn sector 1 first, and then once you master sector 1, you go to sector 2 and stuff like that. And they even have a reward system whereby they're giving you times to target, right? For example, let's look at Brands Hatch, for example, right? The first sector you have the fastest, which is 3 stars, is like 20.400 seconds, right? Or milliseconds, however you want to call it. And then it goes a bit up to like 21.200, right? Which is like 2 stars. And then you have like 25, which is like 1 star, right? So that thing, it keeps you locked on in a sense that you want to hit that 20, like you constantly want to hit that 20 because you know it's a greater reward for you, right? That's the one thing that excites me. And not only that, remember you have your idle racing line, right? So the way you can learn using this is this. Okay, I'm gonna switch on my racing light and then maybe look at like a lap guide if you want to, right? But now when you practice in the game, you know that you get to repeat the sectors as much as you want. And then there's also the fact that if you look closely, and especially on the parts whereby you're supposed to start turning your apex, your braking zone and stuff like that, they put up cones. Like you have cones on the sides, right? Those cones are your indicators. Okay, the first cone is like your braking point. You have to brake starting on that cone, and then the second cone is where you start to turn in. The third cone or two cones is your what you need to aim for in terms of like the apex, right? And then you have the fourth cone or 2 fourth cones where you have to exit. It even shows you how much you can get away with track limits, because they don't place them in a track, they place them in basically on the limits of the tracks, right? That's one of the most exciting thing for me, because I actually spend over 5 hours now just playing this, just doing this, because now I got to learn 2 new tracks and I'm already competitive in those tracks. I can just go back into ACC now and just race on those tracks as if though I've been practicing them for like a week using track guides. So this will help us like move faster, learn the track faster. But then also there's a downside that pisses me off with this whole thing. Like, I understand that you wanna please like all the car brands and stuff like that. I understand you wanna give us experience of all the cars and stuff like that. But the drawback with this is that giving me a different car to practice a new sector each time is actually making life difficult for me, in a sense that now I'm starting to get, let's say for example, sector 1, I'm using an Audi, right? I'm learning with an Audi, the next one I'm learning with a Ford Cosworth. Like, I'm starting to get used to the Audi on the sector 1, right? And now I'm starting to prepare to, okay, when I'm moving to sector 2, it's supposed to be easier because I'm also starting to understand the car as well, right? And then now you give me a complete different car, it's like, oh crap, what's the point of this? Because it's like, now I have to learn the car. I'm trying to learn the track, I'm trying to learn the sectors, I'm trying to nail the times, but then now you're giving me a completely different car that behaves different. The engine is like on a different side, the ABS is not the same, the traction control, the speed, everything is not the same. And to make matters worse is that when you get to the end where I have to show the lap, meaning connect all the sectors together and then do a complete lap, it's like you're giving me another totally different car from what I've been practicing with. That's the only downside, but otherwise everything has been fun, guys. Of course, I had like my crashes, I had moments where I thought I nailed it only to ruin it at the end, the spinner, which leads me to another thing that people have been talking about, and I think most of us took it lightly, which is Assetto Corsa Evo is difficult, guys. Like, it's not really as forgiving as, you know, other sims. It punishes you for doing stupid things. You know what I mean? It's easy to spin out in this game. It's easy to crash. It's easy to find yourself outside the track. You know, you have to like be precise with a lot of things. And so for me, this is a new and exciting journey, because it means now I'm moving from Assetto Corsa Competizione to Assetto Corsa Evo, right? And then this is a new thing, this is a new hot thing, and then I'm learning to be competitive so that when the final thing comes out, when the multiplayer comes out, I'm also gonna be able to compete with the people who are at the top, you know what I mean, because of this driving academy licenses, right? And so with that, I'm gonna leave it here. Hope you all give it a shot and leave the comment below, guys. Leave the comments below about what you think about this whole thing. For me, it's an exciting chapter that I've been waiting for, because one of the reasons I used to play as what you call Gran Turismo Sport, it was because of this. Gran Turismo Sport had this, whereby like when they're teaching you a track, they were teaching you the braking zone, they were teaching you like all those stuffs, you know, and then at the end you have to connect the whole track. And that's what made me love Gran Turismo Sport, because I got to learn tracks that way, right? And so by the way, when I'm talking about Gran Turismo Sport, don't think that I bought it like when it came out and stuff like that. No, I only bought it last year because of I needed that feature, but now it's here in Assetto Corsa, which is my favorite sim. Bro, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Anyway, thank you guys for joining. Please consider subscribing to the channel, because it will really help me a lot. Leave a like or leave a thumbs down if you're not happy with the video. But then to have the power to unsubscribe, guys, you need to subscribe. So I'm giving you the power over me here to subscribe so that you can have the power to unsubscribe. Please use that opportunity. Thank you.